Welcome, everybody. What a nice gathering of people from all over the country. Our Australian participant is not here tonight, sadly. I'd like to welcome our two readers, Ruby Hansen Murray and Dayle Olson. Welcome, and thank you so much for reading for us. Ruby's going to start. Ruby Hansen Murray is an award-winning columnist for the Osage News, winner of the Iowa Review and Montana Prizes, and a McDowell, Ragdale, and Hedgebrook Fellow. She has been nominated for Pushcart Prizes and Best of the Net. Find her work in Cascadia, A Field Guide, Tupelo Press, Ecotone, Allotment Stories, University of Minnesota Press, Rivermouth Review, Under the Sun, the Massachusetts Review, Pleiades, High Desert Journal, Moss, The Rumpus, and Shades of Native Nonfiction. She is a citizen of the Osage and Cherokee Nations with West Indian roots, living in the lower Columbia River Estuary. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. And I want to start with Osage and say Hawe Dahe Bashe, Ruby Jaje Abria, Huda Metsehi Wajaje Jaje Abria, Puget Island Oli, and Mojan Chinook Nikashi Oli. So I'm travel back and forth between northeastern Oklahoma, where the Osage and Cherokee nations are, and that has begun to weave into my poetry. And so I will read a poem with some Osage in it. I've been studying for the last like 20 years, but studying harder lately, and have written some poems in Osage, which I won't read for you, but I'm excited about that. And I'm really interested in place and in America, what we do, how we interpret America wherever we are. So we live in this small, for us, it's a small community, and of course, along the river and the Columbia River. And so it's just a thrill to read with Dayle, who lives across the Kathlamet Channel from us, and to be with other folks who live here on the island with us, and to be with people who know this particular landscape so intimately. So that's what I've chosen some of the poems I'm reading tonight with that in mind. And I'm from a military family, so I came to this area a long time ago, and it's a multi-generational community, and it was mostly commercial fishing and logging when I came. So I'm interested in those changes of rural life and suburban, and again, this thing about what we bring with us when we create community. So I'm just happy to be here, and I know that I just feel. I mean, I get a little anxious reading, but I'm very trusting of poets because I know we're a wonderful, warm group. So um, let me start with On Puget Island. You who are neither fish nor fowl, neither fisher nor farmer, neither a retiree seeking bucolic spaces, nor a home girl, generations in place walk to the riverbank. In the house where Madeline lived 20 years ago, a couple eats dinner. The man in a white undershirt faces the window. His wife stands beside him, and a dark buffet. Spiders like stars between the boom and cab of an abandoned crane, the yellow paint gone ochre and rust. A frilly lampshade in the dairyman's house, an osprey on the nav light, the curving eave of a guest house. At Emmerich's, the cattle ranchers shape a barn by Temple Grandin, work cattle on horseback. Two bright yellow Adirondack chairs on a deck beside the slough. Geese fly over, plaintive. You're here, you're here, you're here. And as Dale and I, thank you all. As Dale and I were saying, these days the smelts are in the river and they're eagles, and sea lions are not rafting like they do in summer with their fins up. But right now they're in these raucous parties. And so this next poem acknowledges another aspect of river life. It's rivermen. The Petersons in their work clothes, Carhartts with suspenders, boots, Eric's orange hoodie pulled up, the new bride curled into a sweatshirt, her eyes raw, pinked by the wind. The father's hair glints silver. He's watched the dredge all day. He came to get the grandsons, red-haired George, Art, newly tall, exquisitely still in the front seat, while workers push sand back and forth, spew gray from a sump half a mile upriver. In the sherbet evening, family stretches out in folding chairs, two sons and wives, grandmother between. Operators inside yellow cats turn and back around the gushing river water, spurts of pumice. Moon rises full, parchment hanging above the channel, while light spark on miles of pipe. Um, and so we do, thank you. We do we do we watch the country carefully here. You know, we're paying attention. You see it in the Facebook pages with all of the pictures, beautiful pictures of our area. And so this is called Changes. The sun moves from north to south of east, swings around the notch in Nikolai. The pasture grows tussocks unattended, skunk cabbage some years, bullfrogs now and then. Tree frogs, pint size, hide in ferns, sit windowsills. One year, the sweet clover grew 5 feet tall, its white vanilla beads. Warm air spun gnats on the curve of earthen berm. Red-winged blackbirds on cattails sang deer knee-deep in grass. Osprey-winged metronome of spring and fall. And we arrive at noon or 5, walk the road, the graveled path, fist-size rocks through the meadow, skirt fawns and fields of geese. And I've been thinking, David, thanks. My husband remembers great, huge flocks of geese when he was a young man. So, you know, many years ago. And I remember coming and seeing really huge, enormous rafts of coots on the river. So we watched those kind of big changes also. Or, I mean, subtle, they feel sort of inexorable change at this point, but in terms of wildlife. But we live with the magic of tides here. And someone was saying this is on Puget Island is 44 river miles from the ocean, up from Astoria, and we have tidal reach here. It's wonderful. It's exciting. So this is called Refuge. Low tide, where Elohim and Slough curves a final quarter-mile to the Columbia. We park and walk toward Hornstra Beach, a Dutch dairyman on the marshy, sopping wet ground. Chinook Wawa, name unknown to me. A young man with reddish beard, camera and tripod. Solitary meander on a holiday. The art of satisfaction. Water in the pooling shallows, sweeping curve of growing shoals, S of the waterway, one and another rivulet in dimpled sand, three-quarter moon on light blue. Yellow gold cottonwood, heart-shaped leaves of hybrids sprout from knots on each trunk. A ribbon of gold on the pavement where I found Reggie. DV and I walk the deep quiet, no wind, no one on the highway. Two young women on bicycles, daughters of the friends we watched marry, strong women finishing college. Alders pocked and hollow trunks, cambium exposed like ours, DV older, even as his energy is stronger than mine. Native blackberry starry hands redden, osier gone maroon, white heron on matted grass, puddles in the flat pan. Far across the field, patches of hide reflect light, the dark rough. With binos, it's a double date. The great bough of antlers glint white against fur. Um, living in a small town. Living in a small town, we're back and forth across the region to the ocean and into the gorge and to the city. So this is called Astoria. A